this is Stampy, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video, and another video inside of Stampy's lovely world. Good morning, William Beaver. You know, you're actually really well camouflaged. Between like the color of your fur and the armor you're wearing, you're like designed to be like hidden inside those vines. But good morning, William Beaver. I was able to spot you, and of course I was able to spot Polly over there because, well, you can't see her very well, but you can see all of the snowballs she's throwing. And look at that! Look at the bingo hall! You can see the bingo... Oh, Esther's like really looking at it. She's like, what? What's going on? What's going on? Where's the bingo hall? Yeah, you can see the top of the bingo hall. I didn't think you'll be able to see that far, but you can. So there we go. It's always exciting whenever I build something that you can see from my balcony, because I know I'm going to see it at the beginning of every single video. And there's not much you can see because there's a great big theater in the way and a skyscraper. So it's always exciting when we have a new addition to the horizon when I begin my videos. Anyway, something that isn't a new addition is, of course, what my breakfast's going to be, which is going to be a cake. Nom 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 nom. Barnaby, you are certainly not a new addition. You're quite an old dog. I mean, even in terms of like real life dogs, Barnaby's starting to become a bit of an old dog. You wouldn't guess it though. There's still a spring in his step. He has not slowed down at all since I first got him. I don't know, like 6 years ago or something. I've probably had Barnaby for. Anyway, to my love garden, someone who is once again a new addition is Richie. And the reason I'm adding Richie is because he drew this really cool, almost anime style version of me. And you can see it's kind of almost like a real life version of me with a Stampy hoodie and then a whole bunch of dirt blocks. And also, if you look on my shoulder, there's a little doggy, and I don't know if that is Barnaby or not, but that was a really cute addition that you might have missed the first time you looked at it. So thank you so much for drawing that for me, Richie, and welcome to my love garden. All right then, Barnaby, let's go and let you settle down and have a rest in the doghouse. You know, we need to rest those old legs just so you don't get arthritis or something. I'm joking, Barnaby. I'm joking. I know you're not that old. Not compared to me, at least. No, looks like my helpers has decided on a dog, and we're going to have Corey joining us today. I think we had Corey joining us recently, did we? I don't know. I'm very bad at keeping track of which dogs I have taken with me when. So, hey, I love Corey. Corey, you can join us today as we go and head to the Funland to begin building a brand new minigame, which I'm really looking forward to explaining what this game is going to be, and even more so looking forward to building it and then eventually playing it. So right then, button number 2, I believe, everybody. So yep, let's go into the teleporter, press number 2, and we'll be over at the Funland in no time at all. All right then, I think I should be just about at the Funland now. So let me go and show you where we're building. Or actually first, so let me explain what this game is going to be. So this is Temple Trap. Over, can you see? Oh, you can see a little bit of the top of it over there. That is Temple Pit, which I built very recently, and they are two of my favorite mini games, and they're in kind of like the same family. They're in like the Temple family, and today we are finishing the trilogy. Or well, I mean, it might end up being more of these, but yeah, we're gonna do another one. And I know I only just did Temple Pit, but the game I'm doing today just fits really well with that same theme. So today we're gonna begin building a game called Temple Track, and look at that! I even already have an idea for the name of the game, which is also pretty rare. So as you can see, this is the area here. We've got it all nicely prepared to make things easier for us when we go and start building. And yeah, the idea of this game is, so what you're basically doing is you're going to be placing down minecart tracks while you ride in the minecart. So you're going to be there sitting inside of a minecart. You're going to be pushing forward to guide it and placing down the tracks as you go, trying to do it really fast, which is yeah, possible, but not very easy. So that's where the main challenge of the game's going to be. You can also block off other players, and there's going to be like areas in the game you're trying to capture. Then the game ends by you trying to track down the opponent and hit them. And yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. I don't need to go too in-depth with all of the details right now, just because it doesn't really matter. Basically, we need to be building the big arena in order for us to play this game. And then once we've got a decent amount of it done, I will go and kind of give a demonstration of how difficult it is to do what I just described. Yeah, we're finding that all out together. So as you can see, we have a giant pit down here. So helpers, do you want to start filling all of this in with sandstone? So we don't have to do any digging. The digging has already been done. Well, I kind of actually had to build up the floor to this level. So that level there is going to be where the ground is. And then basically we're going to have a bunch of half slabs around the outside. And the reason we're using half slabs, well, we're going to be using half slabs and stairs. And the reason we're using them is very simply because you can't place minecart tracks on them. So it's basically a great way way to have a barrier, just because it's something that you can't place any blocks on. So this is where the entrance is going to be. There's going to be just two kind of little columns like this, just to mark the entrance of each side of the game. And as you can see, we're doing the same style that we did with Temple Trap and with Temple Pit. It's kind of nice that they're all kind of in the same area. This is just like the temple zone, I guess. So yeah, we're going to be sticking with the same kind of stylings that we did with the rest of those games. So there's going to be no torches. We're going to instead be using a whole bunch of glowstone to mark the area. And then there's also going to be just stairs kind of leading down into the rest of the game down there. But for now, let's go and get some of the half slabs down. So there's going to be one little line across here that goes across by 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on some of these bits here, I'm going to have to kind of just place down some dirt just so I can build it in. So it's going to kind of zigzag this way a little bit here like this. And then it's going to go across in that direction by 9. So we go 1, and then we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, like this. And then we can go and put down the half slabs. And then once again, I just zigzag to the very edge over there. Then there's going to be a long straight going down to the other side around there in that area there. So right, let's go and begin my zigzagging, which is going to go like this. So this is kind of like the hardest bit to do. Just because I kind of prepared the area with the ground, but the only bit I kind of didn't get done properly is this area here, just because I didn't know exactly how it was going to be. But yeah, if I go and put down a whole load of half slabs along here like this until it links up to the edge, and then, I need to go one more down here. Yep, this is going to be where the edge of the game is. As you can see, we are now 2 blocks away, which is kind of how I always like it to be. And then this bit should go along by 41 blocks. So let's see, how many did I do? I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go 8, 9, 10. And then if I just do 31 blocks, that should basically take me to where I need to be without me doing a whole load of counting. So something you may have noticed is it might look a little bit wonky at the moment because there's more grass on that side than the other side. That's because the game isn't kind of completely symmetrical in every kind of different direction. So there's going to be kind of one extra bit that pokes out there. So the main thing in the arena is there's going to be kind of points on the floor that you capture by either placing down a detector rail or a activator rail. So basically one team is going to be the detector rail team, one's going to be the activator rail team, and then once you place one of those mine carts on, no one's allowed to break them away, and you're basically kind of marking that one as your side there, and then you're, as I said, kind of trying to block each other off and do a bunch of stuff as well. So basically what I need to do now is what I did over there, I need to go and do the exact same over here and kind of do the same half slabs, go along here by 5 and stuff. But seeing as you just saw me do that, let me go and speed up the video until I've got these placed down and got the outside done, and then I can go and start doing a little bit of the middle. Okay, as you probably saw with the speeded up version, I kind of messed it up a little bit first time. Let me just go and show you, just in case you are going to try and build this, you want to get it exactly. Of course, it doesn't really matter too much, but basically, this part here had to go like along sideways a little bit more than it did, and then that ended up confusing me. But I got it all sorted, and this is how it should end up looking. So this area down here, this is all just going to be filled back in with dirt and kind of not be part of the game. This area down here, this is kind of like the main area of the game is. You may be thinking, Stampy, this looks really ugly, but hello, Polly. You might be thinking this looks really ugly because there's a bunch of dirt showing everywhere, and you would be right, there is, but it won't end up looking like this, don't worry. So basically, this, as I said, is going to be the main floor where we're doing the sandstone, and then there's going to be stairs all the way around the outside of where this dirt is, which is, once again, going to be something that you can't place minecart tracks on, so it's a great way to mark the edge. And then there's also going to be like pits of water inside of the game, basically because if you try to place a minecart track in water, which I don't know why you would do that, maybe you're a silly person and that's the kind of thing you'd like to do. So yeah, if you try to do that, basically it just instantly breaks away the minecart. So that's just another good way to be able to block people as well. So let's go and place down just this area where the glowstone is here, because then that's going to kind of mark the edge of where where like the entrance of the game is, to where kind of the playable arena is going to be, and it kind of makes quite a cool slope because the stairs kind of blend into the half slabs and kind of just make the overall arena. It also just makes it a really easy game to watch. So when I kind of started building my mini games, something that I never thought about is like the spectator experience of my mini games. And I know that sounds silly, like as if like I'm talking about having like some sort of esports tournament or something, which I'm not. I promise you I'm not. But of course, like when I'm doing my videos playing the mini games, I'm playing it a little bit, but I'm kind of watching it as much as I am playing it when all of my helpers are playing against each other. And there's so many times where I'm just like having to build up little temporary towers and, you know, piling up dirt and like just haven't got a good angle to see the game. So something that I really think about a lot more than I used to is kind of how easy is it going to be able to watch this game? So kind of building the game in the pit and just having the half slabs all the way around the outside means that, you know, you got a really easy place to watch the game, because the other problem that used to happen all the time is that the only way you'd be able to like watch the game properly would be inside of the game. And so you'd be playing a mini game and like people would be playing against each other, then everyone else would just be like getting in their way just so they can try and watch what's happening, because it's impossible not to try and watch it at all. So this way you can kind of just stand here. Look at this. This is like outside of the game area, but you can just see everything, and it's going to be a relatively flat game. So I did kind of experiment with the idea of there being hills and stuff, but they just didn't make the game any more fun. So the main thing is there's going to be like two kind of entrance areas on either side, but like the game isn't going to be split, so it's like that's your side and this is my side. It's basically just going to be all open up, which means you're going to be all trying to make your way kind of anywhere you will be able to go, and either trying to avoid the other player or going after them, because the way it will work is once you tap the opponent, the other player, that will end the game no matter what. So whether you are winning or you are losing, if you tap them, then that is game over. And so you really want to be trying to go after them when you're winning, and when you're losing, you want to stay as far away from them as you can. So as you can see, there's a bit of a weird gap here where the dirt is kind of way bigger. That's because there's kind of like a little point here where you can get a bonus point, which is basically to stop tiebreakers. So I need to work out where the exact middle is, and I pride myself on my ability to do this. So if I line up the camera so it looks about the same, I believe this should be the middle here. So it should be, I think, about 20 on either side. So let's just count and double check. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 to there. And then let's see how it goes on the other side. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is a problem, because this means that these haven't lined up. Oh, but this side's a bit weird here, because I think, how's this gone here? So this should be 9 across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then these need to be filled in this middle area here. So that might be the middle, but one of these sides might not be quite filled in correctly. So I've run out of dirt, so let me just go and use these wooden planks. This is all going to be covered up anyway. So this should go to here. So I think this might make one of the sides longer on either side, but I'm not sure whether they're the same on either side or not. No, that seems to go to there, because if there isn't an exact middle, then that means we've made a bigger mistake somewhere. So let me go once again, speed up in the video to work out where the middle is, and then we can kind of do the little extra bit down there. Okay, I just lined it up by looking at the other side, and this was the exact middle here. We just needed to add some blocks on either side. So the reason I wanted to know where the exact middle is because this bit is going to end up kind of poking out to the edge here, and I can kind of do my standard way of working all of this out by just kind of making sure it's 2 blocks away from the path, because I always like to make it 2 blocks away from the path. I don't know why that's a thing. That's just always a thing that I've done. It just gives it a nice little gap, because otherwise everything's like right up next to the path, and then like you kind of have no extra room to add in like the lamps and stuff. So the stairs would be here, which means the half slab should go around here like that. And I shouldn't have broke them away yet, actually, because the half slabs should make their way along here like that. Then once again, the stairs will be there. So basically, this is to make it so that basically the way it's going to be is there's going to be some points that are going to be worth 2 points when you capture them, and some that are going to be worth 1. And the ones that are worth 2 points are all going to be in the middle, which basically means at the beginning beginning of the game, both players are going to go and like charge straight to the middle unless they really want to play it safe and stay back. But generally, if they're a smart player, they're probably going to go and charge straight to the middle. But then there's the equal amount of points on both sides, which means if they wanted to, both players could then like go back to their base or go to the other base and just kind of capture those points and ignore the other player. This point basically means that if you do that, then, you know, one player at some point needs to rush over to here, because this is where the bonus point's going to be, because otherwise I can imagine there's sometimes being quite a lot of draws, and draws are fine in games, but they're just a bit boring. Like, you always want there to be a winner. It's like annoying to like, you know, play for like 5 minutes and, you know, you're going to win and then, no, they're going to win and then, oh, we ended up drawing. That's really, really boring. Drawing is boring. I didn't realize it rhymed so well, but this is basically to make sure that a draw pretty much should never happen. And you'll get lots of opportunities to block each other off. But to get to this point is going to be quite out of the way. There's going to be quite a big kind of pit of water down here, and then just a 1-block thin gap here, which basically means if someone does head to here, and the other person is trying to track them down, it'll be very easy for them to be able to track them down. So it's kind of like there's only one entrance in and one entrance back, because of course if you're playing around the minecart tracks, it's like not very easy for you to be able to kind of double back on yourself. But there we go. As you can see, this is the enormous arena that we've been able to build. So what I want to do now is to build. Sorry, not to build, to build. I mess up my words so much, and normally I don't notice until I watch the video back, but I noticed then a bit delayed. Anyway, yeah, so what I want to do is I want to kind of explain how the game works. So my inspiration for this game and my inspiration for mini games comes from all sorts of different places. This time, my inspiration for this game came from Wallace and Gromit. So basically, in Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers, there's a bit where Gromit, the dog, is on a little toy train, and as he's like riding the train, he's kind of placing down tracks in front of him as he goes to try and track down an evil penguin. If you haven't seen Wallace and Gromit, definitely watch it because it's amazing. Yeah, basically, that's where I got the idea from, and that's basically what I want to do here. So I can put down a bit of track here, which could be the starting line. Then if I go in the minecart, and does someone want to join me, by the way? If anyone fancies giving this a go as well, it's really difficult, so my helpers haven't practiced it yet, so we'll see how well they can do it. But basically, if I sit inside of this minecart, I can place down tracks in front of me like this, and then, really, Corey... Okay, we can go in this direction. Yeah, I can place them down in front of me, and then as I slide forward, I can keep placing them as I go, and basically go around, and I can kind of turn as well if I want to, and to be able to make my way around like this. And as you can see, it's very difficult to do. So it's weird because it's easier to do the slower you move, but of course, the slower you move, the slower you're getting around. So you kind of need to decide, are you going to go and try and like move really fast and like, you know, have faith in your ability, or are you going to kind of take it slow and be a little bit more controlled and try and do it that way? But it doesn't really matter if you end up going too far, because let's say if I have this track going down here like this, if I go forward, basically all that happens is I end up on the ground, which is fine because I can then just place a minecart underneath me and then carry on. So a way you could do it is like build ahead a little bit like that and say go around the corner and then just slide forward and then you're stop, and then you could even like while stopped go and like build ahead a little bit like that and then place one underneath you and then go off that way. But the fastest way to do it would be to be non-stop, like placing the track as you go and then trying to get as fast as you can that way. And then eventually at the end of the game, when you're trying to track down the other player, the best way to do it is to try and get onto their track. So if you leave that track there just 1 second, guys, let's say I'm down here and I'm trying to track them down, no pun intended, track them down, I could build my track like, oh, okay, whoopsies, like into their track like this. Then if I go into it, I am then on their track, and then I can kind of just follow wherever they've been, try and track them down and try and tap them, then I'll win. And whoa, look at William like building it as I go. So yeah, that's kind of a rough idea of the way the game is going to be played. And then of course, as I said, kind of placing down the detector rails and stuff as you go to try and claim some of the different points around the area. And then, yep, it will end once you tap the other player. Whoever has the most points will be the winner. The only downside to the game is resetting the game will take a while. You either need to break away the carts or just put down a bucket. There's no real easy way to avoid that being the case. But hey, I think it's going to be a fun game, and it's going to be worth the time that it's going to take in order to reset it. So yeah, in the next episode, we're going to be coming straight back here. We're going to be putting down all the pits of water. I'll show you the way the starting mechanism is going to work. There's also going to be some power rails in the game. I'm going to explain about how they're going to come into things and water fountains and all sorts. And basically, we're going to turn this giant slab of sandstone into something which is worthy of the temple trap and temple pit name, the third in the trilogy. But sadly, that is going to be the end of this episode here. A huge thank you to my helpers for joining me. A big thank you to Corey for joining me also, and for you at home for watching. But for now, I will see you all later. Bye!